This is my favorite way to travel in the game. Whee! 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 Okay. Hello! I don't have the energy to do a true video essay, so we're just gonna do this live, and then I'll edit it into something coherent. That's fine, right? Seven Deadly Sins Origin is finally here after five and a half, maybe 6 years of development. I don't know, I think we first heard about this in 2021, something like that. And it is finally here. Also, you may notice my voice is a little, I've been sick. But being sick means that I've been in bed, just kind of fugue state playing some of this game. And I really like it. I like it even more because when I was really sick was when it was really buggy. So I didn't play it then. Yeah! I like Netmarble, and I like the Seven Deadly Sins. So I wanted to take some time to talk about this game. Talk about some good stuff, not so good stuff, and just, kind of go over what is up with the game at the moment. So I have this split into 4 handy sections. Story, gotcha elements, gameplay, and then criticism. We're going to do the crit at the end, but it's going to be constructive. It's going to be constructive. That said, we're going to start at the top with my biggest gripe about this game. America West and America East. What? Why is America split up? I mean, I know why, because it's freaking huge, but it stinks because I am technically on the West Coast. This is my recommended region. My best friend Cass is on the East Coast. We cannot play together if I am on the West Coast server. So I just made a character on the East Coast server, and that's my main server now. I guess the fun police can arrest me if that's bad. It sucks a little bit because I did pre-order the game. I did give them $10 because I wanted to support them. But I think all of those bonuses are on my West Coast character because that's the first one I started, and not my East. So that sucks, but whatever. Kinda knew something like that was gonna happen. Anyway, let's dive in. The Seven Deadly Sins Origin is it's Genshin Impact with the Seven Deadly Sins skins. There are some original concepts, and I'll kind of talk about them as we play, but I mean, you hit the tree, you get materials. And I mean, you could say that it's really like any open world, and that's fine. And to be clear, saying that it's like Genshin is not a knock on it. Why don't we talk about the gacha elements first? Because I'm going to do a poll. So the gacha elements in this game are, I mean, I'm not thrilled with them, but when am I ever thrilled with gacha elements in a game? It does seem balanced so far. In terms of currency, it's like, it's more generous than Genshin, but it's less generous than Star Rail. Like, I was just kind of running around last night doing side quests, and I built up a 10 pull in like 2 hours, which I'm like, that sounds about right, just from like the little like side missions in the world. That said, I have concerns about how readily currency will be available after the initial starter wave. How long would it take for someone who's current with the game to save up enough to pity a unit from the featured banner? I can't tell yet. I mean, if the pity is going to be at 120, that's not too bad as long as you're saving, but like, we just don't know how much content is going to come out like with each banner drop, I really appreciate no weapon banner for like obvious reasons. Like, there's this exclusive skin banner and I'm like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. But I also appreciate it because it lets me be more free to mix and match weapons with characters and try things out. I don't have to worry about saving for signature weapons. That said, really the thing that sucks the most is that this game is like obsessed with just giving me Gil Thunder over and over again. Maybe sometimes it'll give me Bug. It did give me Drake, that was pretty cool. But I'm like, please, give me Hendrickson. I really want to get collectibles in the world. Water my crops, please. So let's look at the shop. Let's look at the shop. So one pole is 300, we'll just call them gems, 300 gems. A multi is 3,000 gems. And so you can buy the star memory, which presumably can be converted to the currency. I say presumably because I ain't spending money on this right now. Let's think about it this way. For one multi, you could get for one time one multi for $15 USD. After that, you get one multi guaranteed for $30 USD. So let's do some little math here. Let's say you've been spending the monies. Let's say you've been spending the monies and you don't have that first time purchase bonus. 120. Okay, so that's going to be 12 multis. So 12 times 3,000, that's 36,000 gems. Divided by 3,800. So you would need to buy about 10 of those packs to get one character guaranteed. So that's about $300. No. I feel like this pricing is similar in terms of Genshin's. Doing the math, it's 20% worse than Genshin, according to John. You did the math. Okay. So right now, the best, if you were going to spend money, it would just be the little pass. This is like equivalent of the Velkin. So that's this. I think if you were going to spend money, this sucker right here is the most reasonable, like the most bang for your buck. But otherwise, no. Like, don't treat this like Genshin and don't buy these. No. This is all to say, don't spend money on this game, but if you save for characters you really want, then it's fine. But we'll kind of see how it is as time goes on. With free pulls, I've been fine. But we know how these games go with power creep. All right, let's do a pull. I got a 10 pull. Oh, look at the animation. I'm just like always skipping things. But I'm not going to skip it for chat. Whew. I got nothing. You can't even give me like a Hendrickson? Come on. So, I would say the biggest strength of this game is the story. It is probably confusing for people who don't know the 7 Deadly Sins. I don't know. I would love to hear about it. But as someone who loves the 7 Deadly Sins series, I love this story so much. I love how they play with timelines and circle back to like potential missed opportunities. Chapter 5 is a huge example with Fraudrin. Not having him interact with characters like Hauser was a huge missed opportunity. So it was really cool to see that and to see kind of like the gears in Hauser's head turning as he's like, this doesn't seem like Dreyfus. Oh, no. Oh, no. As he realizes that, oh, this isn't Dreyfus, it's freaking Fraudrin. I would like it if they had fleshed out, I would have liked it if they'd fleshed that out a bit more. Like Hauser sitting Tiora and Tristan down and explaining Fraudrin's whole deal to them. But I get why they didn't. They have to balance the yap with gameplay, and I'm okay if they excise stuff like that. So far, as of Chapter 5, characters seem to get their individual moments to shine. And I really liked the Netmarble original characters in Grand Cross, and I liked how they're fleshing them out in Origin. Probably, I don't want to call it the weakest bit, but like the weirdest bit for me has been the Dracos. It doesn't feel like it fits in with the world of this, Britannia, but also I kind of feel like that was the point. Like, they're supposed to be from the distant past. It's supposed to be strange. It's supposed to be like, wait, what? And it was nice to have something new after the Fairy Forest storyline. Like, they took a swing. I don't know if it necessarily hit, but they took a swing. Yeah, to me, it was like, it's interesting because you can go back there for side quests. And Hauser actually gets a really good one with a Draco Youth that I liked a lot. I liked that quest a lot because it told you a lot about the Dracos as like a group. It got, you got more with Hauser, who is a character that in theory you love. I love Hauser. I adore Hauser. I'm so happy with what he's getting. So I thought like stuff like that was pretty cool. I love Hauser. But yeah, where they would be like, you know, oh, we're just gonna redo this story, except you get to play it. It's like no one wants that. And I think they did a good job of avoiding that. King got his growth. Like that king got his growth. But everyone was more active. No one person saved the day. And that was cool. Like you had King and Gerhard doing their duel thing. Like it was also nice to see Gerhard like actually not being a prick. That was cool. Like, give me a recipe, idiot. I am looking forward to playing more story. I have to pace myself because there's only so much and I want to savor it, you know? And that said, I am charging ahead because I want to make sure I grab Meliodas before he leaves. I'm so pleased with literally anything Hauser. I made some grilled beef. Oh, I guess I have to actually use it in the bag. I'm sorry, I didn't actually use it. Alright, cook grilled beef. Oh, now we gotta cook it again, guys. Like, some silliness like this is when it's like... There are some issues with quests. Like, there was a side quest where they're like, capture this little baby bird. Capture this bison. And I'd already done it, but to complete the quest, I had to do it again. So that was, you know, kind of stuff like that where it's like, come on. I feel like the quests are, like, the most rough around Leonis, though. Like, once you get outside of Leonis, it feels like they're like, all right, forget it. They did such a good job with Hauser stuff. I'm so happy. Multiplayer does a pretty good job. As long as your world levels are the same, anyone can join. That said, it is like, if someone hasn't actually completed the quest, they will have to do it again on their end. With that said, at the very least, you can skip most, if not all, of the story. Dude, look at this Jericho. I'm so jealous. I want her. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the story elements in this game. I think they're doing a good job and they should keep it up. I have to like actively restrain myself from blasting through. I meant to only do one chapter yesterday, but then we got the hints of Fraudrin and I was like, oh no, I must play more because I love this. That said, when the frick am I gonna get Hendrickson? When am I gonna get Hendrickson? Anyway, the side quests in general are pretty decent. I'm not a fan of these ones around Leonis, but I feel like it's because Leonis is kind of the tutorial area, so they're kind of basic as crap. You know, and they're just teaching you how to do things, like teaching you how to cook, teaching you how to catch animals and stuff. But the ones outside of Leonis have been really freaking good. I haven't done any of the fairy forests, so I'm not sure if those are like more tutorial-ish either. But I'm real happy with the other ones. Also, the nice thing is it seems like the quests don't reward you for a lot, like the side quests. But there's multiple parts to them usually, and those reward you. So it may say, oh, you only get 10 gems from doing this quest. But it's actually more like anywhere from 50 to 100. So I'm like, that's pretty neat. Oh, dude, look at this NPC design. This rules. All right, let's go find some monsters to fight while I talk about gameplay. Where are you? Let's talk about some gameplay while I beat up a big old moss dude. So the nice thing is that gameplay feels really good. And that's usually the biggest part for me in any game. Gameplay has to feel good. If it doesn't, then I'm just kind of like, I don't want to play this. I don't care. The swapping characters thing is a nice touch. I'm still getting used to it, but it is fun and kind of drills into your head, hey, you need to be switching your characters around. You need to be, you know, using multiple skills, doing this and that. I do remember that the game, it feels like it felt more clunky in the beginning, and I feel like they've been smoothing it out, which is awesome. And now that said, I do like that the characters use 3 different weapon types because it basically gives you options with the characters, but they don't tell you as much as they could about these characters. Like, let's use Deanna for example. Deanne here has a passive. If I hit him 20 times, I get this shield that also heals me. It's pretty great, and she does it only in the nunchuck form. The thing is, it's not immediately obvious that she can do this. You have to look in her skills. What do I mean by this? You know, oh, jury, shouldn't you just read and then you'll be fine? Well, not exactly. Let's go over this once I get to a safe spot. So let's look at Diane's skills together, shall we? So here's the thing. To see their skills, it's on this page. It's where it says skill info. Right above hero profile, but below like stat details. And the thing is, that's not immediately obvious. It's not immediately obvious. But if you click on that, it takes you to this thing, which tells you like, okay, if you have her with the axe, she's pretty dang good at just kicking a bunch of ass. And her ult will stun people, which is awesome. If you have her on gauntlets, I'm going to be honest, I don't really know. I think it's like defensive though. And then if you have her on the nunchucks, her passive here grants all allied heroes Heart of the Land for 20 seconds when hero lands 20 attacks. That is pretty good. But the thing is, and I'm going to kind of go over this in criticism more. If you don't know to look for it there, you're not going to see it. But we'll come back to this in a moment. Exploration is really fun. I really like the exploration in this game. I think it's fun. And I think like the little puzzles that they come up with are cool. I like using the Book of Stars and then being like, okay, you need to have this thing, but then you need to try and use this thing. So how are you going to do this? And then you puzzle it out like, okay, I saw one back over here. I got to come all the way back over there and do this and that. It doesn't feel like fetch questy. It feels like, okay, let's think about it. And then sometimes I jump off a cliff and I do a rollover, and that's fine. That said, exploration has been exponentially easier ever since I got Drake, because the treasure chests just like literally appear on my map. It's like, here they are, go get them. So I just been like running over to them, but it wasn't that difficult before. I feel like there are a lot of chests in the game in general, which is good. Sometimes the controls are a little tricky, like, and I don't mean tricky as in difficult to use. I mean tricky as in like, I'll go to pick something up. It'll be like, oh, you wanted to attack, right? And that's like, no. I wanted to pick that up. And really the best solution to that is have your little buddy out, because when you go to things, it'll pick them up. Well, if you kill things, it'll pick them up. And on that note, I do like the pet system a lot. Like here, check this out. Listen. He's a baby bird. He's trying his best. I do like the pet thing a lot, though. I think it's a cool idea because the quote-unquote sprint button doesn't really do much. But then you can just ride a dude and you're fine. I do like that my baby bird is still here. See, and he just collected them all for me. What a good boy. Just forget that I killed your family. But yeah, like, overall, it controls pretty well. There are some, like, iffy controls, but that's not a deal breaker for me. It's stuff that they can only improve. Let's talk about the cons. I'm not going to criticize them for the bugs. Like, the little bugs. Like, they did have a bug where... ESDN, Concho, I know. They did have a bug over the weekend where the sound was just messed up. At one point, I was just constantly spawning in below the map, and it was kind of wild. I think the biggest issue that I've seen in terms of like bug-wise has been the PS5 Slim thing. So if you don't know, basically PS5 owners have been complaining about when they open the map, their PS5 suddenly sounds like it's going to explode. And they get a notification about their PS5 overheating. I have not had that. I got my PS5 in 2023, right before they released the Slim. It seems like, based on what people are saying, this happens with the Slim models. So, they need to figure that out, because that's not great. Now, that said, we were talked about this a little bit earlier, but the abilities are difficult to find for the characters. Yeah, I mean, yes, they're literally right there. But, I mean, to find them, I have to do this. And then if I click on it, like, I have to actually click R3 to then pull up the menu and go through. It's not the most elegant thing in the world. My solution would be just put it on the left side menu. Just give it its own thing in the left side. Just have basic info and then just have your skill info right below that. It's not going to make your UI look any more crowded. Because I had no idea how busted this Diane was until Lewis pointed out, no, you use the nunchucks and then do this and you win. Screw it, you guys are going to raw dog my coughs. The cursor is really light on some backgrounds, making it hard to see what you've selected. Like here, for example. It's fine over here, though, like, I can see some of the responsiveness that we were talking about. But then you go here, and I don't think it's just my old lady eyes. I think it's really easy to lose track of where your cursor is. Like, this menu in general just feels kind of, something feels off about it. I can't describe what. The solution that I would recommend is, one, make the cursor bigger. Make the cursor bigger, and I think that would solve, honestly, a lot of problems. So the last one is that material tracking needs to be better. And they are aware of this. They mentioned it in their the dev notes that they put up today, that that's something that they are looking to actively do. But right now, here's how you track materials, guys. Here's how. You go, okay, I need more dandelion roots. Okay, I'll go gather them. So you have to hit start tracking. If you don't hit start tracking, you won't track them. But also, it's only going to pick up the one. Where is it? Oh, it's over there. Oh, cool. Off we go. Here's the thing. If I stop to pick up something else, it's going to stop tracking that. But, oh, wait. There's some gold on the way. I really want this. I collected it. Hey. Where's my dandelion root? Where's my dandelion root? So that tracking kind of sucks. Another critique that I have that just came up as we were playing. So, like, this is a cool puzzle. Like, you have to put it together and then put it in. But I've done that already, as you can see by the open chest. I wish there was a way where they could make it so that, like, it appeared done. I think that they can't because of the way they do, like, the co-op and how things appear. But I don't know. I just, if they can do that, they should. The other annoying thing is how they do the tracking. So let's come into our team and we're going to swap my boy Hauser out. See, this is another thing with like the light cursor. I lose track of it so quickly for Dreyfus. So we're going to do that. So the thing is, if Dreyfus is in your team as the active character, he's going to show you where ore is. You can see it up on the map right over there near the chest. Now, when you pick up a chest, this is from Drake's passive, the chest disappears, as you can see. However, when we go over to the ore node, whee, like hell yeah, there's some ore. That's awesome. We picked it up. The ore node is not actually gone. So it's like, wait, where's the ore? Where's the ore? It's this one. It's this one that I already picked up. But again, I can run over the chest, open it, and it vanishes from my menu. So they need to fix that. But all in all, I'd say this is a pretty good game. It's got its flaws. It's got its issues. The biggest issue being that they won't give me a frickin' Hendrickson to save their lives. Like, what are we doing, man? Why can't I have Hendrickson? Like, what did I do to your family? I just want a Hendrickson. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Do you guys? Of course not. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Seven Deadly Sins Origins so far. I actually recorded this while I was live. That's why it's such a mess. But I do stream 3 to 4 times a week. So feel free to stop by. I will be streaming Origin on a weekly basis. And maybe next time I won't sound like this. Holy crap.